We're streaming. Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? Welcome to Crash Talk, episode 10. Old enough to be your father. I don't know what that means.
No, yeah.
Episode 10. 10 episodes deep.
10
Boy.
is a decade. 10
Yep.
cents is a dime piece.
Is a hot chick.
A piece of
hot
time
chick starring Rob Schneider.
is a movie, yes.
The Snyderverse is the DCEU
You are my brother.
hero.
And best friend.
Yes. Best friends,
Forever.
BFFs. We got there. Good job.
Yeah, we got there.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Crash Talk. I'm your host, Killer Cam. With me always is the incorrigible Ja Resurrectum.
Hey-oh! Happy to be here. Happy to be back. Happy to be with all of you today.
Alive. So, what's good, my guy? What's up? What's new? What's fresh? What's hot? What's popping?
I'm ready to talk some Crash with you, sir.
Okay.
So, I like Crash Talk, right? Because it's not as structured as our podcast, right? We can just kind of talk about things that are on our minds.
There's not weeks of research going involved.
Right.
And,
It's
involved.
it's more casual. Sometimes you learn more about us as people, but I actually have a
And then
couple
you stop
things.
watching.
No, come on.
No, we're great.
Who would? I have a couple things that I saw this week. Well, one thing I saw this week, something else that's been, mulling around in this brain of mine for a long time that I haven't ever talked to you about.
Yeah.
So I just want to get your take on a couple things.
These sunglasses?
First, the sunglasses. You can have my take on them.
Okay.
You look great. I love the sunglasses.
Fresh.
It's a great addition.
That's what I was
They
gonna
match
say,
the
too.
shirt well. Yeah, brings the outfit together.
You know how much these were?
Now, I don't want to insult you, but I'll venture. but seriously, I'll venture a guess that they weren't expensive.
They were free.
Oh, there we go. So
Yeah.
thank God I didn't say a number.
They were from a vendor. And they're like, hey, you want these? And I'm like,
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what's so funny is a vendor gave me free sunglasses once, and they were cool aviators, and they put their logo right on the front
Lens.
glass. Yeah, on
That's
the lens.
insane.
So I can't ever use them. They're just
Madness.
a big waste.
Yep.
Yeah. They. I did get to put them
try
on.
to use them while driving, and all you see is this fucking giant
It's
logo.
a silly and yeah, no one's gonna wear
Talk
those.
about crash talk.
Put them on the side right here. You could
Boom,
still
look.
advertise, and they'll wear them.
Advertise, side.
Exactly. That's the
Done.
smart way to do it. Not on the freaking lens. They fit just right where I was able to put them on my little baby Jack.
Oh.
And he looks so cool in them in little aviators, and he with big smiles. He loves it. Most kids, rip things off of them.
And start eating them. Yeah.
He saw himself in the mirror, was like, "Oh yeah." So he rocked them. All right. To business.
To business. To boot.
When I was young, my uncle killed a spider with a tea cozy.
Then years later, you realized
It wasn't a
it
spider.
wasn't a spider.
It was
Your
my
uncle,
uncle Harold. No, that's not to the business. So check this out. Roswell, right? Talked about it on the show before. Tons of documentaries out there.
We have no way.
Yeah, right. That's totally something we would talk about, but we've never gone in depth on it. We just kind of glazed over it during our Secret Science episode, which is such a good episode.
We haven't done that episode. We did a secret government experience episode.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Experiments
Secret
episode,
government, Secret Science. Yeah, okay.
Secret Science is a cool. Yeah.
That's cool, right?
Yeah, it's its own thing.
Yeah,
it's
it is its
separate
own thing. You're right. And our Killed for Their Knowledge kind of touches Secret Science. Anyway, so yeah, on that Secret Government Experiments episode, we kind of just glazed over it.
By the way,
Roswell.
I want to hear everything you have to say.
Go for it.
While this episode's going on,
Yeah.
please try and remember what this fucking is from.
Oh, you did
mentioned
the
it last
10 minutes
episode.
again.
I cursed.
Yeah. Man, you can't help yourself.
You got to remind me right before we stream.
Yeah, it's
hey,
true. Even I
10
forget,
minutes.
though, until you curse. And then I'm like, there.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm remembering.
Yeah.
To be real.
So
What were you saying?
there's this quote that I can't remember.
Okay.
Please, throughout the episode, freaking
I'm trying to
remember.
think. What is it? What is it? What is it?
It's the
And
guy.
if you know, chat it.
Yeah, he's about to sacrifice himself, and he's like, he's talking like to the main girl or something, and
Okay.
he's talking about the main character, and he's like, "Tell Jared sometimes when you gotta go."
Oh, again
You
with
gotta
this
go.
one. You're still thinking of this. We talked about
I'm
it on the last
still,
show.
That's what I said.
Oh, yeah. We're still thinking about this.
I'm
one.
still trying to remember.
Yeah. Again, I thought of like 3 other films that use that line in a different way.
Yeah, you were
so
talking
I think
like
it's
taking a
clouding.
shit, like,
yeah.
you had to go.
Remember the guy running? It runs through, and it was just some bystander, and he goes, "Well, sometimes when you gotta go, you gotta go."
Yeah, this is like when you gotta like.
Yeah,
tell
I
him,
can't even.
I love him, and I
I'll be
wish
honest.
I could say it.
I don't even. I can't even.
It's not even
think
like
of
a
what it
thought.
would be. Yeah.
Okay, it's not even like something where you're like, maybe
yeah, there's
if
a seed of something. I truly don't remember.
Blank.
Especially under that context, I'm not getting anything.
He's like about to sacrifice himself.
Right.
I can't wait till I figure it out because I'll be like, oh, that's where I said
Of
that.
course. And then I'll remember, I'm sure, but...
Like, but tell Jared, sometimes when you gotta go, you gotta go.
Yeah. I get it.
I tried looking it up on Google. Google's the worst, by the way. All it said was, top 50 movie quotes.
Yeah, there
Top
you go.
20 movies men have to see.
Want to buy this vacuum? Yeah,
No.
that's all it is. Okay, so check it out.
Roswell.
So I was scrolling through YouTube, just always looking for some fun stuff. My son and I will watch. I'll have him watch like some documentaries with me here and there.
Yeah.
And I he's next to me. I see Roswell 75 years later.
Okay.
A full documentary. It's only like 45 minutes or something.
Okay.
So I'm like, I know most everything about this subject. I've seen every freaking documentary about. I read books growing up.
What's
about
up,
this thing.
Jessica?
Holla! Dances with Wolves. Is that what it is?
No.
Have you seen Dances with Wolves?
Yeah, but it's not that.
Then how do you know?
Because I know what scene I'm like trying to.
Because I've never seen Dances with Wolves, so that tracks.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
But no, I'm telling you. I like it. Great movie, but no.
Oh, thanks for trying at least.
Yeah.
So check it out. So I throw this thing on, and it is the first Roswell documentary where they have a witness that I've never heard from.
Yeah.
Check this out. So this woman, and she's in tears even recalling this,
Oh,
and
it's a
never
woman?
wants. Yeah, and she never wants to talk about it. She, growing, and we find out why. So this is who she was. Oh, she was kidding about Dance with Wolves. I took it all serious.
I thought so too. Yeah. You're like, well, maybe it could be. I'm like, no.
Oh man. Okay, so check it out. So
Go.
The way the timeline goes with Roswell is there was radar picking up a craft in the area. The government saw this, military saw this, the air base saw this, and then it was obvious that whatever it was must have went down. So they send out an archaeological team, and they send out a response team to find the wreckage. And in the area it went down is not where Matt Brazel was working on that ranch where we know the famous crash debris was, right?
Yeah. So, and some people would speak around there, around that area, and they called it crash talk.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, we're to crash talk about a crash, baby. So this little girl, she's 12 at the time. This woman's recalling the story. She was 12 at the time.
All right.
Her dad worked for the fire department.
Old enough.
There was what looked to be a plane crash near Roswell. And they sent her father's unit out to go put out the fire. He comes home that night, and she says that he said, I need the whole family. I want to get the whole family together. I need to tell them something. And the mom's like, oh, it's dinner time. We're cooking right now. And he's like, okay, well, how long do you need? Because I really want to get all the kids
important
together.
Shit, yeah.
Right?
I made Brussels sprouts.
No, so they set the table. They get the food out. They all sit around, and he can't wait to tell his family what he did today. He tells them, we went out on a call, tells exactly where he was and where they went.
Yeah.
So she knew specifics of where they were. And he said, we thought it was a plane crash when we got there.
UFO,
it wasn't a plane.
Bitches.
It was something from somewhere else. And he was so excited. She said, my dad, and this is the 40s. Remember men, especially like a fireman in the
very
40s?
stoic
Everyone was stoic.
yeah.
Yeah, they didn't get excited or riled up. They considered that like weak or not manly,
Yeah.
She said she'd never seen him like this before. He was so
Even
excited.
orgasming, they'd have a mad face.
Right, something like exactly. They were just very stoked. It was a great word.
Yeah.
She said she's never seen him this excited. He goes, it was a ship from somewhere else.
Outer
And the mom
space.
says, well, what do you mean somewhere else? He says, I mean from another planet. And there were 3 creatures on it.
Oh.
2 of them we found when we got there were dead, and the third was just wandering nearby. And he said they tried to help them.
Picturing Saving Private Ryan, the guy holding his arm.
That's exactly what it probably was.
Yeah.
He even said he could almost feel his emotion. He was sad.
That's a thing.
Right.
That's a thing.
Yep. Abductee or people with close encounters say
What
that
do they
can
call
feel
that?
it.
It's like there's telekinesis and telepathy. There's emotionopathy. It's
where you can feel other people's emotion, empathy, empathic.
Empath.
Yeah. So they're empaths. Yeah. So he said that he could even feel its sadness. That it was sad for its fallen
comrades
on the ship, and they tried to put it out, and they even gathered up some of the stuff and brought it back to the fire station. And he said, it's so amazing. We're not alone. And he even said, because they were a very religious family, he goes, how could we think that God, who's all powerful, would only make one world with just us on it? He's powerful enough to make
that's a
many
good
worlds.
take. Yeah.
God is powerful.
Instead of being like, we're the center of the universe, obviously, what?
Yeah.
God made us in his image. So if there's anything that's not like us, then it's an abomination.
Right.
It's not God.
And I'm glad you went there, because that was the next thing I was going to say. He said, they asked, well, so what did they look like? And he goes, surprisingly, they looked just like us, but smaller than a 12-year-old child. They were little. He said, but they had like legs and arms. They looked like people, just like young little people.
Not elongated heads or big eyes?
That was the big difference, is that they had these big heads that were too big for their bodies, out of proportion, with big eyes. Yeah. And that was it. Otherwise, they looked like humanoid. And he's like, it's amazing. Can you believe it? We're not alone. Yeah. And he says the military, the Air Force showed up, and they're working on it now. And they'll probably be releasing this information and telling the world that we're not alone. So he was all excited. So she says she goes to the fire station the next day, and they have a piece of this debris. And she said they were all playing with it, trying to cut it, trying to burn it, folding it up. And she finally got her chance when they were done with it to go pick it up. And she folded it up, and she said you could fold it so small into such a small piece that you'd have to check to make sure it was still there. She said while you were holding it, it felt like there was nothing in your hand. It was completely weightless. And when you would drop it on the table, it would unfold like water.
Water?
Yeah, it looked like water kind of rippling outwards. And it would come back to its original form, which is what all of the other people that handled this debris said it was like. So she corroborates that. And so she's just a 12-year-old girl, and she thought this was amazing. She said that during the war, they were saving the aluminum foil off of gum wrappers and cans for the war effort, right? They would all turn that stuff in to help build more weapons of war. That was like a common practice in the country at the time. And this was like a very patriotic town. It was an Air Force town. Like half the people in the town worked in the Army base. At the Air Force base.
Oh, yeah, one of those
So
towns.
she knew what aluminum felt like. She knew what it looked like. She had been handling it for a long time. During the war, she was helping with that effort. She's like, it was not aluminum foil like they said it was off the balloon. She goes, this was something else, and it was completely weightless. So then, when the cover-up ensues, it's like about a week later, she's there with her dad at the fire station, and they call her in and say, do you know anything about this? And she says, yeah. And she's like, my mom taught me never to lie, especially to an adult, especially to an officer. He was a military officer. Yeah. And I told him, no, my dad told me what happened. He told me what he saw. And I actually held the material in my hand. And she explained what it could do. And he goes, no, you didn't. And she said, yes, I did. And he goes, no, you didn't. And she doesn't understand. So then she said he takes out a nightstick. And every time he would say, no, you didn't, he would smack the nightstick. And eventually she started getting scared because he was starting to threaten her. And he goes, this is what's going to happen. If you don't say that this never happened, if you keep telling me that it did,
you see this nightstick?
We're going to put your parents in the German work camp. Because remember, the United States had a Japanese and a German work internment camps during World War II. They were interning people, right? Because of the war. So there was a German camp and there was a Japanese camp. And this was after the war, but the camps were still there. And he said, we're going to put your parents in one of the camps and we're going to put you in a different one. He's like, or better yet, we'll just take you all out into the desert. No one will ever know whatever happened to you.
Cool. I like this guy. He's a sweetheart.
Right. And how disgusting. A 12-year-old girl, shoot your partner in the back, try to scare a little girl. Yeah. Real credit to the force you are. So eventually she cries and tells him, okay, I'll never say anything about it. I'll never talk about it to anyone. Pull out my
spare rod, plug it a few times. We mentioned that episode in last episode.
Oh man, what a good movie.
That was a sentence. Jesus.
But dude,
the best movie.
So
can we just quote that movie?
Right? I think we should do a watch party of that movie.
Oh,
right?
Yes.
So, but anyway, just to finish off this story real quick.
Oh, yes.
What an amazing... Hey, Tita. What an amazing story. And they threatened a little child to the point where she never talked about it. It wasn't until everyone started coming out.
And
they
those
were
guys
still
were all
alive.
dead. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Not just that, but all the whistleblowers, nobody believed them anyway, or
In
kind of half
addition to
believed
everything
them.
I'm saying, yeah, sure.
Yeah, and now she was an
But
older
that guy with the
older
stick
woman.
is long gone.
Right. No, well, she believed, even in that interview, she goes, I truly believed that they were going to come kill me if I ever spoke about this. My family, my kids were so mad at me when I told them this story that I had never shared
you
it with
haven't
them.
fucking come forward with this, you
Right?
fucking loser.
She wouldn't even tell her own kids and family. That's how scared she was that they would come and take them or kill them. They put the fear of God into her.
Yeah.
So great to see a new witness coming forward with such a great take on the story and a perspective I've never heard. These guys got there before the military got there.
Yeah, that's pretty wicked.
It's pretty cool. And they
Which
got
makes
to
sense.
play with it.
He was the dad was part of the fire department.
Exactly. It looks
They
like a
would
plane went
show
down. There was
up,
an explosion. There was
right?
fire. Literally, they had to put out a fire on the scene.
Someone calls 911. Like, hey, I just saw a plane go down.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
isn't that
shit.
wild?
Yeah, that's pretty wicked.
That's pretty cool, right? That's a cool. I just love that we got a little bit more color to the Roswell cover up, and the idea of them coming out like years later saying it was a weather balloon. It was just this kind of weather balloon. Like that was them trying to come forward with. How awful are you? And how bad are you at this?
Yeah.
Like you
You
should have
guys
just left it
suck at
alone.
this. Yeah, just don't even mention it.
Ugh, like the incompetence and the idea that they knew nothing about what they were dealing with, and they made the unilateral decision to keep it all secret and threaten people and hide it.
Genius.
Yeah, come on, these guys. Wow.
Yeah.
It was just embarrassing that they would treat a little kid that way.
No,
and
that's not embarrassing. That's fucking disgusting.
it's disgusting. It truly
gross.
is. Yeah.
You see this nightstick?
Ugh,
And I'm gonna take you, and I'm putting you in a different camp than your parents.
in work camps. Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
hell no.
Better yet, I'll just take you to the fucking desert. Okay, the desert,
Yeah, there you go.
and plug you a few times.
You
show
seeing
how
all
it's
the
done.
bodies they're finding at the Hoover Dam now that the water levels are so low? You keep seeing
Oh,
these?
yeah.
Oh, geez. It's like every week they're finding another body now. It's
I
freaking.
know.
So speaking of putting them out in the
They
desert.
just found what's her name? That one girl.
No, who? I haven't heard this one. Well, if you don't know offhand. But yes, they are finding tons of these.
Yeah, but there was it was a big story.
Ah,
Not big enough for me to remember clearly, but it was a big story. Like oh, this girl's missing, and they just found her body. So
that's sad.
sucks.
But at
It's
least they
good,
get closure.
because
yeah.
it's closure. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Not knowing
Could you
is the scary part.
imagine, dude? It's like, my sibling, whatever.
Yeah.
Somebody I care about went off into the to
Yeah.
go take a hike. Never heard from them again. Are they dead?
Yeah.
Did they just disappear? Did they just not want to be with me?
We did
anymore?
that missing 411 episode. It's crazy how often this happens. But never found. And no trace. Just missing.
No, or like crazy traces where you just find like their binoculars.
Yeah, their shoes
And like their shoe. Yeah, their shoes.
They're perfectly clean though.
And they have like
weird.
their socks folded next to them. It's like, what could have happened?
Yeah, we don't get it. Yeah.
Inform me on what your thoughts are.
Clothes
What
turned
could it-
inside out when just weird
in,
stuff like
in
that.
fucking 60 below, they're taking off their clothes and folding them.
They're
It's like,
folding
what's
them.
happening?
And then they're found though miles away. So even if they were
Dying
hypothermic
from
when
heat
they
exposure.
took it off,
It's like, wait,
Yeah.
what's happening?
Yeah.
This is insane.
There was that
man.
one that where they did the X-rays of the body and the insides looked like buckshot went off inside their body,
So-
but there's no entrance wounds.
The little boy.
I think it was.
So there's a little boy. I was just going to mention this story.
Yeah.
Little boy that they found
Oh no.
in the national forest, in a national forest in America. And he had a little bit of blood dripping from his nose and a little bit dried to his mouth.
Yeah.
But no entry wounds, nothing.
Oh, that's so weird.
The cop, that found him, or that was working the case after search and rescue found him and stuff. A week later, he gets a call, and they're like, it's the coroner, and he's like, "Hey, man," because they're like friends. He's like, "Dude, remember that case about the little boy?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, of course I do." I'm like, "It shit, of course I do." This
Of
was a couple
course,
this was a couple weeks ago, and it's haunting. He's like, so we finished the autopsy, and he's like, "Dude, you're not gonna believe this." He's like, "What?" He's like, "We opened him up, and in every single one of his organs, including his testicles, there's quarter-size puncture wounds, perfect circles,
What?
with a perfect dimension.
There's nothing that does that.
Nothing does that.
And there's nothing in the body that could protrude like that anyway.
No, no.
Oh, dude, what?
Yeah, and he's like, every organ, including his testicles, his heart, his liver, lungs, everything. These little quarter-sized just holes.
So what do you think that could possibly be? Like if you
aliens
were to make
experimenting
a guess.
on the fucking
yeah,
dude.
I guess
Like,
so. Like technology that we don't understand.
They're
or
just
maybe a
like-
propulsion system. What could that be? You know what's interesting? So there's something that left behind at landing sites. The Soviets, when they were studying landing sites,
Yeah.
and they would find these
Radiation.
little round metal balls at all of the sites. That the composition of them was something that no one would ever put these materials together for any reason. They don't understand what they could be used for.
Okay.
But they're always found at these landing sites in the Soviet Union.
Okay.
But they were smaller than quarters, but those were like some byproduct of their propulsion system either created these balls out of the element, but it was elements that weren't nearby. So who knows what the hell.
It's like their exhaust.
Yeah, maybe something like that. Like, what is that? That's strange, man.
Like,
that's creep
we're
show.
using anti-gravitic technology, but it spits out a little metal ball every
or
2
it
hours.
reacts with the environment in a way where it creates this combination of dude, that's creepy.
Yeah, it pulls like zinc out of the
that's
air or
interesting. Jessica says like a worm in the desert that could have gotten into the mix, like almost like something going in and out of different things.
But like technological.
Exactly,
They were
'cause it's
perfect
perfect.
diameter.
Ooh, that's creep show.
So what? Yeah, what if it's like an Agent Smith thing, Mr. Anderson?
Yeah, it goes.
And they put like the bug in his stomach, but it goes through the little kid and just
and
it
reports
takes
back in for
samples.
samples.
Yeah.
That's right. Maybe that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And then just comes right out the nose. That's
Yeah.
why it's bloody nose.
Oh, that's why there's a drop of blood.
Oh, dude, we just solved everything.
We just solved it. We've solved the drug problem in
Speculation
America.
kings.
Yeah, we've solved the drug problem in America.
Boom.
We solved the pyramids.
Boom. Yeah.
And most of ancient Egypt.
Done.
Done.
Next.
Mic drop.
Let's solve it. Let's solve it next.
We solved Roswell.
Oh, done.
Cake.
Yeah, easy
We just
peasy.
solved the murder of that young boy.
Yeah, or at least we solved what killed him.
Yeah, we know why. We know what those balls are.
Yeah, we did it.
We did it.
Solved.
So
Welcome to the show.
yeah.
Could you imagine?
Yeah,
We were
people
that insane.
saw this and thought that we were serious.
serious. Yeah, people will. I'm sure.
For
There'll
sure
be
people
some
are so
guy in the
fucking stupid.
comments that'll be like, "Oh, you guys think you're so smart? Yeah, you're yeah."
That's what I was thinking
won't
too.
even
Yeah.
get into it.
Yeah. Even better. Dude, no fucking way.
Yeah,
You guys.
the opposite.
You guys. Yeah.
This is
you
everything.
fucking did it.
Why isn't everyone talking about this?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be good.
I'm going to shout your name from the rooftops. You know what's the
Oh,
best
Jess
line?
had the exact same theory as us. Look, a literal microscopic worm that gets in and out through the nose or the ears and then goes through every orifice and goes through every organ.
Organ, yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah,
Yep.
we're kind of on the same track, except
Oh, for
it's
sure.
technology used for gathering samples, which the cattle mutilations are very strange too. Some technology
it doesn't
being
make
used.
sense.
So one more thing, because
Real quick,
sorry, yeah, you
I just
had
want to
something.
say one of the greatest lines ever, and
Yeah.
it's so good. A Fall Out Boy lyric because they're the lyric.
Man, they're just so good at writing, man.
He says, what's the line? He's like, I want to scream your name from the rooftops, but I'm afraid that someone else would hear me.
Oh, it might be one of the newer albums.
What?
Yeah,
You don't
dude.
know this song?
No, I don't think so. I stopped at Folie à Deux. That was.
This is on Folly You Do.
Oh, okay. Then keep going. 'Cause it
For
doesn't-
so long until it all becomes the same old song. As soon as we hit the hospital,
No, this is not
I'm
Folly
gonna
à
leave
Deux.
this town. Yeah,
No,
and get you. What are you talking
I've
about?
never heard this song. I've listened to that album through a 1,000 times. Yeah, that'll help.
Can't explain a thing. That
Okay.
song.
That's a great song. Why don't I remember that line? What's the line again?
I want to. It's like
Sing it now that you know the rhythm.
Yeah, I'm
where's it
trying to
go?
get into it.
Yeah. Would change and stay the same on top of about anyone or anything and come together.
Come apart
Only get a little
when I'm breathing sharp. So, oh baby, will you maybe?
That's a good one.
It's so good. But
Cry for more.
Oh.
Girls used to follow me
Hold on.
around.
Maybe it's not that song.
When I got cold.
You name
Anyway, when you think of it, because we can't do this too much. We can't go through a whole song.
I want to.
They're gonna fucking copyright it, even
Yeah,
though we
right.
sound terrible. They'll find it. They'll copyright the episode.
They'll get it. They'll get us.
But yeah, shit. No, I don't think it's that song because that lyric it doesn't. It's so foreign to me for some reason. But
Okay. So here, I'll just look it up. But go on, talk your words.
well, I actually have a graphic for this
you
next
need-
thing. So yeah, I'll let you do this search. But I can kind of no, because I want to know your take on this. So it's pointless to talk about it if you're engaged otherwise. But yeah, guys, Missing 411 episode, one of the most viewed episodes we have. There's some great stories in there. So if you're interested in this kind of weird stuff, these weird disappearances and the findings after the fact, or
The shipped gold
lack
standard,
thereof.
dude. I'm not crazy. I don't
Yeah, that's a
think.
different album. I've never heard this song.
This is Folly of Dude. Don't tell me it's a different album.
Well, what song is it? I don't even know that title.
Sometimes I wanna quit this on and become an accountant now, but I'm no good at math, and besides, the dollar is down.
Okay, yeah. Okay, there we go.
On Lake
Down.
Michigan,
Yeah, you're way off on the rhythm here.
I want to scream, I love you. I want to. How does it go? Scream, I love from the top of my lungs. But I'm afraid that someone else will hear me. You can only blame your troubles on the
Hold on, the
world
pre-chorus
for
again?
slowing down. He says, I gotta feel the wind chill again before I get old. I wanna scream I love you from the top of my lungs.
There it is. Now you're doing okay.
But
I guess
I'm
without the
afraid that
rhythm, I
someone
just
else will
didn't
hear
recognize
me.
it. That's funny. Yeah, but I'm afraid that someone else would hear me. Okay, now
How
I'm
cool is
into
that?
it.
I want
Yeah.
to scream your name like from
You're right. Okay.
the top of my lungs, but I'm afraid that someone else will hear me. That's so clever.
I don't know why. I just totally did not remember that
Folly
line.
Do. I'm like, this
No, it
like-
is.
like
yeah.
one of your
I remember
favorite
that
albums.
song. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not one of my favorite. It's the least of my favorite. It's my least favorite of all of them. But it's the last
What?
one I listened to. It is. How could that be on over Take This to Your Grave, From Under the Cork Tree, or Infinity on High? Infinity on High is probably my favorite.
Coffees for Closers, Whams,
No, I love it,
the
but
Ship Gold Standard.
it's my least favorite of all four of those. Yeah, well, you
So-
think it's better than Infinity on
three,
High?
three, at the count of three, we'll say our favorite Fall Out Boy album. Right?
I just said it, but yeah,
it's Infinity on High.
right.
Yeah,
I
it's
said
the
it.
best.
Is that yours too?
Yeah, it's
it
the
is. But dude, From Under
It's
the Cork Tree
perfect.
is right there. It's
Oh
not
yeah,
like
for me it goes. I guess Folly Do is last.
yeah, it's last.
No, it's not last in because
No,
you
of
don't know
those
the other
four.
two.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm just
but
talking about those
it
four.
will for sure go. I'm sorry, it'll go Infinity, then Fucked.
Yep.
From
And
Under
then
the
Take
Cork
This
Tree.
to Your Grave.
Then
yeah.
Take This to Your Grave.
and then
no
Folly.
Yeah, I guess. And then Folly Do.
Yeah.
Take This to Your Grave is such a classic.
Yeah, you can.
And then I'd
Yeah.
go, which you don't know, American Beauty, American Psycho.
Right. I don't know that one.
And
that
then
well.
Save Rock and Roll. And then
That one
Mania.
song that I do know from that album that you sent me a while back, I listen to that song all the time because
The Phoenix or which one?
it's just the most amazing writing again. But
course.
the way the
My songs Know What You Did in the Dark.
no, because that is on those newer albums. You're right. No, the what is it? Oh crap! Because we're singing every fucking song.
No, you're good. What album you said?
I don't know. It was just off one of the newer albums that you sent me. And it
yeah.
was She's Standing in the Rain.
Yeah. As the rains keep the
Yeah.
tempo of the.
While the rhythm of the rain keeps time. Yeah, that
I
song.
remember, baby. Come
Yeah,
home.
Baby Come Home. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so freaking great. That song, everything about it is perfect. But that chorus or that little
What's the line? While the
bridge
rhythm,
part? While the rhythm of the rain keeps
while
time.
the rhythm of the rain.
Yeah, she's in a long black coat tonight. Yeah,
Waiting for me in the downpour outside.
She's singing, "Baby, come home," in a melody of tears, while the rhythm of the rain keeps time. I remember. Yeah, it's
So
dude,
good.
Whoa! Like when I heard that for the first time, you sent it to me.
Because I sent it to you because I was Like, dude, please listen to
Yeah,
this song.
I almost
It
fell
just
over.
changed my life.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it was that a song that good exists. So yeah, just that line, that little bridge right there before they get into the chorus is so brilliant. But the entire song's good. But that part she's singing.
So that's on. Yeah, that's on. Jetpack Blues.
Jetpack Blues.
I've got those
yeah, there it
Jetpack
is.
Blues. It's it's on American Beauty, American Psycho.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but I never went through the album, and it's just. But anyway,
Stellars.
That's a great one.
Stellar songs.
So check this. So my next thing I wanted to ask you about, because this one I really want to get your input on. I want to hear what you have to say about it.
Supernatural?
It's not. It's actually the opposite of supernatural. It is natural, which is funny.
A naturally occurring phenomenon.
Have you heard of the Piri Reis Map?
Piri Reis?
Anything ringing a bell? Piri Reis.
Yes, she played Ari's wife in Entourage.
Is that her name?
Piri Reeves, yeah.
Oh, Reeves. Okay.
No, yeah, Piri Reeves. And she also played, she was the chick in Escape to Witch Mountain, the original.
Yeah. Yeah, she's super famous.
Remember, they put the hands together? We tried it.
But the Piri
We're like,
Reis,
maybe we have the
but you have to be
power.
twins. And it didn't work. We're
Yeah, but
3
we
years
tried.
apart. Yeah, you got to try. I
What
would
are you,
hope
not gonna
anyone who
try?
saw that movie, I hope you tried. 'Cause
Yeah,
what if?
That's the question. What if
Yeah.
we're not going to put our hands together because
no,
maybe we're not, it won't work?
No, I'll try it 1,000
I'll try-
times
I'm
if
gonna
it might work. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, the
if
possibility.
I can lift a car just by
If I
doing
have
this.
powers, and then I get a duck whistle. Come on, dude.
The duck whistle's funny. I think about that all the time. Xander, yeah.
Xander.
Anyway, so the Piri Reis Map. It's
Was
not
a
ringing
schmuck,
any bells.
but
You don't.
became a lovable
You have no idea.
The Piri Reeves map.
Piri Reis.
I know. Reese's map. Reese's chocolate peanut butter.
No, so nothing. Okay, so in 1513, this thing made its appearance. It's called the Piri Reis Map. And what this guy Piri Reis, he created this map, but it was more of him. He didn't actually create it by himself. He used all of these maps, and he was in Constantinople, which had tons of maps from all over history. We're talking ancient history to
what they
him
say
in the
about
1500s.
Constantinople?
It's Istanbul.
Istanbul is Constantinople.
Yeah. So, but man, I'm never gonna get to finish the thought today. It seems like. So
You know what's funny?
yeah.
I'm just kidding.
So check it out real quick because I really want to know what you think about this.
Yeah, I
So
do
he
too.
took a bunch of maps from, and there was ancient Egypt, ancient India, and ancient Greece, different maps from these different cultures, and then 6 others.
wait,
that
what
he's-
year did you say this was?
1513.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Yeah. So this is, he was an admiral, a ship admiral, and he created this map using all of these different maps from Constantinople, but they were all ancient maps. These were areas he had never traveled to, but it allowed him to create a full map. There were 6 other sources to this map that he left a mystery. He never gave them credit or said who or what civilizations he
they came
used.
from. Yeah.
But this is one of the most famous maps, ancient maps in the world, and I sent you a picture of it. Pull this thing up. There's a couple really interesting things here.
A boom.
So this is what it looks like, and it's displayed at museums and such. And you can search it online, Piri Reis. This guy at the bottom right here, and there's only like not even a third of it left. But this is the small piece of it that still exists and is still legible. At the bottom there, do you know what that little continent is at the bottom of the map?
Constantinople?
It's Antarctica.
Can I guess? Damn it.
You didn't want. I didn't know if you were gonna guess for real.
Well, no, I was trying to go to the thing so I could see the image nice and big. Like
So he
I
found
knew this was going towards Antarctica.
right. So this was a map of Antarctica,
in all those ancient civilizations never traveled there, but they all have it on the map. It's like how
Right.
the fuck?
and it's not just a coastal mapping. This is inland. It shows the actual layout of Antarctica, but there's no ice.
Weird.
This is before there was ice on Antarctica. It shows what kind of fauna. It shows actual land features, meaning some ancient seafaring civilization before ice was in Antarctica went and mapped it. It was more of a jungle at the time. And then go to the next picture. I zoomed in on it. This should be easier for you to see because I know it's a little farther away. So there you go. So that lets you really. So this is
What
it,
the
right?
fudge?
Yeah, this is Antarctica. They're showing all kinds of animals there. They're showing all kinds of land features and hills. And again, he used.
Wait.
ancient Greece, ancient India, and ancient Egyptian maps, as well as 6 other sources that were unnamed to build this. So one of these civilizations, or several of them, had mapped Antarctica in our distant past before the ice.
And it's one that we don't know.
And we don't know.
One is one of the mysteries.
One of the mysteries.
Wake.
But what's even cooler is in the early 2000s, we go in there, scientists use radar and sonar to map under the ice in Antarctica. The sheet in Antarctica is 3 miles thick, the ice. 3 miles. Yeah, so we have to use the radar and sonar to map it. When we did, the land features matched up exactly.
Oh, no fucking
this
way.
freaking map. Think about that. Now, they're saying, so scientific...
So a map from the early 1500s,
Yep.
which was cobbled together from maps from hundreds at least years prior.
Well, there was no ice on Antarctica millions of years ago.
I'm saying at least.
At least.
The freshest, newest map he would have
and
had.
the map makers would have used what
old.
they had. So so let's say he had an ancient Egyptian map. Well, that map would have been put together with maps that they had from their distant past too, right? So even if it was one that we know, the ancient Greeks or they would have had these ancient maps that they would have created their map with, and then he gets a hold of them in Constantinople and uses it to inform his map. But it was millions of years ago.
So what lined up?
All of the inland features and
nuts.
coastlines. Yeah, without the ice. With the ice over it, it doesn't match. It's not until they sonar radared it that it matches.
So there's a point where Antarctica was like a forest.
Yeah, and a civilization was there, and people had went to it.
You
and
think they
mapped
had
it.
saber-toothed tigers?
It was millions of years ago. So yeah, they probably could. They could have all that shit. They could have crazy megafauna that we might not even have known about or still don't know about because it's under 3 miles of ice and it's millions of years ago. But what the? There's even a mythical.
I got you. What the?
What the? There's even an island on this map that's like a mythical ghost phantom island.
Phantom Island.
Yeah, it's like it's Adelan. If you've ever heard of the mythic city of Adelan, the 7 cities of Adelan.
Yeah, it's what the immortals live.
Is it?
It's called Adelan.
No way. That's why. Yeah, that's probably why. It's from this legend.
It's on the moon, though.
Oh, that's cool.
On the moon. It's called Adelan. Yeah.
Maybe am I taking that from there, and maybe I'm close because I'm pretty sure it is
Adelan's
Adelan.
for sure the immortals.
Okay,
Well, we have the internet.
that's true.
You can only blame your troubles on the world.
Antilia, not Adelan. It's Antilia. Antillians were the people, but so it's Antilia. I got Adelan from that. I knew it.
Awesome,
as soon as you said it, I'm like, I'm taking
like,
it from
oops,
them.
yeah.
Antilia. So yeah, but there's this. It's this ghost island that people had talked about. It was on maps for centuries, and then it would just not be on maps for a while. Then it would be back on maps, and then it would not be. And then people don't know if it's real or not. It was an Atlantic. It was supposed to be in the mid-Atlantic. Some people even think it was America, that there was islands off the coast of America, or America itself being represented as an island based on just sea.
Okay.
Just sailing by, but nobody
They
knows.
just got it.
But
real
this map has
wrong
it.
As far as
This map
where
has
it
it
was.
as its own thing, and it's exactly where it's supposed to be. So, again, it's just a very interesting little find, and I love stuff like this, man. Ancient maps. Like,
Who was the guy who found it?
Piri Reis is the one who
Reis
created it by combining maps that he had, and then his own knowledge as an admiral.
So he was a sea captain
Yes.
or admiral.
Yeah.
And so he traveled the 7 seas.
Yeah, and they were all map makers, these guys, right? When they would travel, they would write down what they would find.
Do you know what a pirate's
Cartography?
a pirate's favorite letter is?
R.
No, the sea is his true love.
That's so good.
I know, because you need the
shit.
person to say R.
Of course. I
Yeah.
tried to do that with Jess the other day. I was like, did you see that? What is it? Oh, yeah. Did you see that crash between the Tesla and the Henway? And
What's a henway?
about 3 pounds, right?
Yeah.
That was the joke. So
Yeah.
I say that to her, and she goes, I don't even know what a Henway is.
That's the best.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, that ruins
Fucking
the joke.
dummy. Yeah.
I don't even know what
Look
that
who's
is.
an idiot now, Jerry.
I just love her
pants.
so much, man.
That's the
That's
best.
the funniest answer you could give a person.
Oh, yeah.
And so unexpected.
Yeah, that's the best. That's great.
But yeah, when I told her that was the joke, she's like, okay, that's
yeah.
great. But yeah, so what do you think? So imagine the science, it says about 60 million years ago is when there was no ice in Antarctica.
Yeah.
Do you think there was a civilization that mapped Antarctica 60 million years ago? Because there are signs that there was advanced life on this planet back then, just based on heat being created through like burning of fossil fuels and such. There is millions of years ago, they can say that just like how we affect the climate today, something on this planet was affecting the climate back then. So some people are saying that was a dead civilization that's long past and covered up.
Short answer?
Yeah, short answer. Do you think that someone did actually map that area millions of years ago?
That's a short answer.
That's super short.
A little longer?
What's a hen weigh?
About 3 pounds.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Why not? It's obvious that, I mean, I don't know why historians really want history to be linear. Like
It's
they want it
strange,
so bad
Yeah.
that this is how things started and now we're here.
Yeah.
Why is that so important to them? Why can't it be obviously things just happen and shit starts over? Is it because it's scary?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm scared.
And
Scaredy cats.
they're like, you know how many fucking books we'd have to reprint?
Yeah, right. We did everything.
Yeah. It's mostly that, I think.
So yeah, so there's a good chance that we don't have a linear history.
You know how long we've been teaching this shit? We can't go back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess that's true. It's so much. It's a heavy lift.
It's a heavy lift.
And
But it's
easy
not
to
also
just say,
not because I don't need to know about it for my daily life. It doesn't really inform who I am or what I do. But if we teach that in school to kids now, then their kids will be like, oh, I know things.
What about
thankfully.
just changing it to here's what we think we know today based on this, instead of saying this is what it
Scientists can't
is.
do that. Scientists can't come out and
But
say
that's science.
"We're-
Science
we
changes.
think it might.
The more data you get,
but
it informs your results.
Well, that's the beautiful thing of science. Is
Yes.
It's always changing.
Always. It's
And
evolving
I don't
and
know
changing
why scientists
and reviewed.
Yeah.
Shared.
I don't know why scientists are so terrified of change.
Imagine modern scientists not being able to build upon the work of an Albert Einstein or any of
my
these
God.
guys from the past
Unfathomable.
and build from it.
Yeah.
Imagine not being able to do that because of whatever weird,
It was
sick
some
reason.
weird
yeah.
fear. Sick reason.
Yeah, I get mad about that
Yeah.
shit.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just fear. It's just. Yeah. It's
For
just
sure.
Humans being humans.
Yeah, I think it's nice. I think there's
Ignorance,
something
fear.
freeing about saying, man, we don't know. I would
That's
love,
the thing.
I would love to know
with
but
religion,
we
with a
don't.
lot of things.
Yeah.
That's where I stand. It's so human of us to be like, oh well, I know.
Right.
It's Jesus or
This
it's
is the
Allah.
answer.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. You don't.
Yeah,
'cause
it's okay.
You don't.
It's okay.
And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Is you are an insignificant little shit who knows nothing, but take that and appreciate
Yeah,
that.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
How cool is that you don't know?
That
And
there's
that maybe you would be the guy to find out.
Yeah, that there's shit you have no idea about and it's very selective because
Yeah.
this can. Do I know how this can was built? No fucking idea.
Nope.
How do they take metal and make it all small? Like
Right.
what are they? What? And then they bend it into shape and
Yeah,
then fill it
yeah.
with liquid and then they keep this air tucked inside of it. Like how the
yeah.
fuck? And then
Right.
how? I don't know how the fuck that works, but I'm okay with that. I'm
Yeah,
not questioning
yeah.
that. But other shit, it's like, no aliens. No.
Right,
Aliens.
right.
No. We built the pyramids. I know how they did it.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of guys. It's like fuck. And it's so weird. It's
It
so
is
weird.
super weird.
The selective. This is what I'm okay with not knowing about.
Yeah.
But this, I know. No. I know.
Yeah, especially about things that you truly have no idea about.
Yeah,
I
things-
love that.
Like this, yeah, we don't care about or even question.
Right, yeah.
But the pyramids, I know
Yeah, that's silly.
it was Jewish slaves.
Who are you to know that?
Yeah.
You can't, right? And it's okay. But maybe if we all
I went
work
to a
together,
school.
we'll
yeah,
figure it out.
I went to school with the 30th best educational program in the United States.
Great. And guess what? The guy that didn't have any formal education just had a great idea. Let's hunt it down and see if there's any merit
But
to
he
it.
didn't go to college.
Yeah, it's weird stuff like that. Or just in general, like I was listening to a guy who's a skeptic about UFOs. And he's like,
that's weird.
And this is what he's talking about. So David Fravor, the guy who saw
there's like not even a question anymore.
oh yeah, of course, the UAPs, right? So the recent
like
UAP
the government
videos.
literally said, by the way, been lying for years. Here's some of the info.
Yeah, we've been actually studying it for years too. We
so
just
check it
pretended
out.
not to.
Yep.
But these guys.
Oh yeah, those don't exist.
This is recent. A recent
Vietnam
skeptic.
never happened. It's like, wait, what?
This is what he says. He goes about the UAP videos, especially the David Fravor Tic Tac,
Yeah.
and then the other guy Ryan Graves, I think it is, off the East Coast.
By the way, the Tic Tac was actually the Guardians of the Galaxy. Watch the short.
Yeah,
Watch
that's
the
a good short. So then these are fighter pilots. One of them was a Top Gun trainer. Okay, they spend all their time in the air around other aircrafts, and they're telling us these are the guys. These are the most experienced guys that you could possibly get this information from, flying in the air, saying. This is something that was about this size, going about this fast, and I have no idea how it works because I've seen hundreds of crafts. I've dogfighted with hundreds of crafts, right?
Would it be dog
I know,
fighted?
dog fought,
fought,
but you'd
right.
be of the distance away, and I can judge that stuff on a dime.
Maybe dog fighted actually.
And then
Oh, it doesn't
this fucking guy is like, maybe they didn't see what they saw. The videos are so grainy, and just based on their angle, he could have thought it was moving faster than it did. It's like, no. You know nothing. You absolutely have you ever even flown a jet? No. Okay. This is a guy. That's his entire life.
But I dropped an egg that didn't crack once in high
silly
school.
shit,
Okay.
right? There's silly shit. No, even if you're a scientist, I don't care. This is his entire life's work: is flying in these crafts, identifying enemy crafts, and fighting with them, and judging distance, and using the horizon and the sun and where it is to know what. This is his life. He's telling you this is something that we don't have, that we don't understand, and I don't know how it works. And this is how big it was, and this is how fast it was going. This is the guy that's defending you in war. And you trust him to fight enemy crafts with this knowledge that he's gained over decades of training and actual life experience. Who are you? Like, you're gonna say he doesn't know what that he might have seen something else? No, dude, you have no idea.
grainy.
Yeah, I love that one. It's like, because it's not a fucking. He's not shooting a selfie.
Yeah.
These are gun cameras to shoot things down with. They're not made for detailed photos.
For good, detailed quality
it's
image.
just sick.
Actually, they have cameras that are made for that, like in satellites and shit.
Oh yeah,
Those are cameras on planes that are moving fucking crazy fast.
Yeah.
And
they're like infrared cameras.
Yeah, they're infrared, and their magical ability is to stabilize and stay on one object.
There you go.
While fucking
and
plane
just
is moving
discern from one thing from another, so
That's
you
it.
can shoot it down.
So you can fucking take it down. That's
it's
all
not
it's for.
It's not to look in the windows and take a picture of the
It's not
alien
Google
inside.
Earth. It's
not
not fucking. Yeah, it's not satellite imagery. It's
Silly.
not. It's not a camera to film podcasts.
Yeah. And do we have high resolution pictures? 100%. We have high resolution pictures of this stuff. It's just not declassified.
What about that one that was just taken from? I guess
the Columbia one?
outside.
Please be the
outside
Columbia
of the plane
one.
window.
Oh my god, that is, dude, flying belly first, just like Lazar said.
Yep.
Looked exactly like how he drew it, and it was belly first flying past that plane. Because the belly first thing always stuck out to me with Lazar. I'm like, why would a craft fly like that?
Total Slave One.
It's weird, right? Yeah, Total Slave One, and strange that's how. It's such a weird thing to lie about.
Because I always thought even Slave
if
One
he's
was
lying.
the worst ship design.
Yeah,
loved
it
the
is.
ship.
Yeah,
but I'm like,
get in
right,
this
let me
way.
get in.
Yeah, face upward, like it's a
we're going
a
to
1960s. Yeah, it was a space shuttle. We're gonna get into that, and then then it's gonna straighten out. We're gonna fly
Well,
forward.
space shuttles still do that. You still get in like that, right?
Right, but that's what I mean. The movie was made in the 70s, so he made it like he was in a space shuttle. But the Falcon, you just get in like a car and you're facing forward and you take off.
Sense.
Yeah. Why would you get in the strap? You don't need
Because
to
you don't
do
have
this.
to take off.
No.
You don't need all this
jet propulsion from the bottom.
Yeah. You could just go. They have light speed.
It's a bad design, but it's cool as hell.
But it looks so dope.
So cool when it's straight up. Yeah.
Let him in that ship.
But yeah, so you're seeing it fly belly first though to the way you just and past the plane, and when they freeze frame on that, It is exactly what he drew, flying exactly how he said it flew. And it looks clean,
and it's like
as
clean
a whistle.
image, yeah.
4K,
It's a clean
man.
image, dude.
And I love the guys. I think it was even Joe Rogan was saying, "Oh, it's probably a balloon."
It was Joe.
Oh my God! I'm like, what?
I'm like, are we looking at the same image?
Yeah, and he's like, it's not even going that fast. If you think about it, because the plane's going 200 miles an hour, but you see this thing comes up out of the clouds and zooms past them belly first. Yeah, you're right.
But you gotta understand, the plane's going 500
it's
miles an
a flying
hour.
saucer balloon. That's more likely. Like, because what balloon looks like that?
Because we were watching the video and Joe's like, well, it's probably a balloon, and you're like, Joe Rogan's a fucking idiot.
That really was so silly to me.
You said you said Joe Rogan's so stupid.
Yeah, it's
and
so
stupid. I said, well, he doesn't understand comedy, and you said he doesn't understand anything.
Yeah, and obviously I love
we're both
his
big
show.
fans.
Oh yeah,
we're both huge fans. But he really doesn't understand comedy.
What's weird is he believes in this stuff or wants to, but because he wants to, he's his own skeptic.
It's what mood he's in.
Yeah, that's true too.
Because
sometimes
and like what mood he's in, and I get it. You do like a couple shows a week, sometimes back to back, so you have him in the bag.
Yeah.
But you, because we do 2 shows a week, and it's fucking exhausting. But
yeah, that's a lot of work.
It's a lot of goddamn work. But so you have a guest there, and they're like, no, yeah, UFOs are great. You see that one video? And then he's just like, oh, I hate this person. Actually, it's probably a fucking balloon, idiot. Because if you think of the plane, he's
it's true.
Being skeptical.
He does have different
moods.
Like,
I'm annoyed with this person.
Okay, yeah.
It's Steven Crowder,
and he's not stupid. We know that. He's not a dumb guy. In fact, he's very eclectic as far as knowledge goes. He knows a little about a lot of things, and he knows a lot about some really cool things. Yeah, he's not dumb. But when he says stuff like that, I'm going to take issue. I just get so annoyed. I'm like, dude, you're the guy. Everyone's listening to you. Yeah. Millions of people will listen to you.
Use your voice.
Don't say this. You're going to make half the people listening to this think that it's a balloon.
Who cares? Fuck them.
Yeah, let's let this stuff down. Let's stop pretending it's fake.
His martial arts, his recall for martial arts is insane.
That's true.
Do you remember that fight? I think it was in Pride.
Oh yeah, he's
the
king of that. Yeah.
What? But dude, Benson Henderson, real quick. There's this fighter, Benson Henderson, and he was really great. He was so good. Fought in lightweight division. He Joe Rogan goes to interview him, and he like spits out a toothpick.
Okay.
He's like, "Were you fighting with a toothpick in this whole time?"
What? No way.
It's like and then they caught him like 3 more times after the match. He'd be like, "Yeah," and you see the toothpick hanging out.
Oh, that's crazy,
dude. Are you out of your
that's like the
mind?
Craziest
thing. And then
Joe
Rogan even asked, he's like, after he won his fight, because Benson was a beast.
Yeah.
And also Benson Henderson was like one of the first guys to utilize calf kicks, which are essential now.
Mm-hmm.
That's how Adesanya lost his fight, because Powhatan kicked the shit out of his legs,
man.
and he hit his peroneal nerve.
That's so painful.
So he couldn't do his...
It's like one of the most painful things.
Calf kicks? Oh my God, it's the most horrific thing
Especially,
in the world.
you get them with that bone on your... Oh, it's just so painful.
Dude, I was actually just doing, what's it called? Shin conditioning.
Yeah.
That
shit sucks. Yeah.
Because I'll just do it in bed just for shits.
Yeah.
Dude, it's the worst pain.
It's so painful.
And...
Same with thighs. Oh,
but
the thigh with your
I feel like
heel.
Yeah, I feel like it's getting better when the less like rolls you go.
You're just trying to like deaden up the nerves so it doesn't hurt as much. Yeah.
But I know they're getting stronger when I feel like less bumps when I roll down.
Yeah. I could see that.
Then it's like
Ow.
That would hurt so bad. Yeah, I just did it the other day for like 2 hours. Oh God. But Benson Henderson. Anyway, so
I got a rock and roll. Oh, okay, go ahead.
So he had a fucking toothpick in his mouth.
Yeah.
And then Joe Rogan's like, "So I see you've had a toothpick in your mouth for a couple fights now. Why the toothpick?"
Yeah.
He's like, I wouldn't have a toothpick. That's dangerous.
No. He
He's
just
like,
denies it. That's so weird. What a weird.
He's
thing.
like, yeah, no, I wouldn't do that. That's dangerous. I think that's against the rules.
In fact, Joe, how could you even suggest something like that you could hurt somebody?
Yeah. Joe, yeah, what are you saying?
Yeah, you're crazy. Man.
Yeah, you really got to watch your words.
Weird response.
Super weird. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, love you so much.
Yeah, thank you for
coming. We appreciate you. Thank you for coming as always. Yeah. Make sure Jared wanted to tell you something really important. Actually.
Yeah, I really want like and subscribe, please. It helps the algorithm. It helps us get out there. Thanks for everybody in the chat today. But tell us what you think about today's episode. What do you think about this Roswell Witness? What do you think about the Piri Reis Map? I would love to hear from you guys on some of this stuff. So please, comments would be awesome so we can engage in some conversation. And if you have ideas for topics for future shows, throw them in there. We always check that stuff and we'll do it. So let us know. Yeah.
Yep, most def, my dude. And guys, you know I love you more than life in itself. Thank you so much. We will see you Tuesday for TPTNS.
Yeah. Woo!
And we got a lot of good stuff planned for you. So love you guys. Stay cool. Stay safe. Stay dope. And we will see you on the flippity floppity.